What's up everybody? Welcome to Rotor-Riot Workbench. I'm Let's Fly RC, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your Fat Shark goggles for your first flights. In the box you'll have an instruction sheet, a sticker pack, a lens cleaning cloth, and of course your goggles. In the Fat Shark case you'll have your goggle power cord, some Velcro spacer adapters in case your goggle pad doesn't fit your face well, and of course your goggles. Locate the antennas that came with your drone package, and the first thing we're going to do is install the antennas onto the goggles. Be sure to install these antennas before flying. Technically you could fly with the goggles in this state, but you probably won't get very much range before you lose signal. To do this, we'll simply thread the RPSMA antennas onto the RPSMA ports on the goggles. Be sure not to over-tighten the antennas as you could damage the connectors. The goggles can be tailored to fit your head by peeling back on the Velcro and tightening them to the desired tightness while it's on your head. On my personal goggles, I've actually upgraded to a more comfortable customized goggle strap and customized a face pad available at rotorriot.com. To power your goggles, you'll need this cable and one of the batteries that came with your drone kit. These goggles can support anywhere from 2S to 4S batteries. As you can see here, whatever voltage you put into this connector is what voltage gets sent to the goggles. Be sure not to use 6S batteries with these goggles because you could damage them with overvoltage. To power the goggles, simply plug in the barrel connector, plug in your battery, and press the power button if the goggles don't automatically power up. And after a few seconds, you'll see the splash screen show up in the goggle lenses. On the bottom of the goggles, you'll have your focus adjustment and your IPD adjustment, or your interpupillary distance adjustment. To adjust your focus, rotate the wheel, and to adjust the IPD, move the sliders in and out until you can see the image clearly. You can do this individually for each eye as needed. On the bottom of the goggles, you'll see a USB-C port which can be used for HDMI out, and in the center between the two lenses is your SD card port. It's always a good practice to have an SD card inserted into your goggles and properly formatted in the goggles before flying, because these goggles feature a built-in DVR to record your flights. If you happen to lose your drone in a crash and you don't know where it ended up, having that DVR footage is always a great tool to help you find your missing drone. On the top of your goggles you have a fan speed adjustment. I personally keep mine at maximum all the time. On the right side above the power cord is a joystick for your internal menu, and in front of the record button is the back button for the menu. Inside this small hole here is the bind button, and you'll use this to bind your goggles to a new drone. If you purchased a starter package from rotorriot.com, your goggles should already be bound to your drone, but just in case, at the end of this video, I'll go over some troubleshooting tips on how to bind your goggles to your drone, so you'll know how to do that just in case your goggles aren't bound to your drone for some reason. If you want to gain even more range and penetration out of your Fat Shark system, we offer upgraded antennas for your goggles and your drone at rotorriot.com, so be sure to check that out if you want to maximize your range and penetration on your Fat Shark system. To verify that our goggles are properly bound to the drone, let's power up the goggles by using the included cable and battery that came with your drone. And now let's power up the drone. After a few seconds of boot sequence, you should be able to see an image in your goggles coming from the camera on your drone. If you don't see an image in your goggles from your drone after about 20 seconds, you may need to rebind the goggles to the drone. In order to do that, you'll need a sharp object, such as a SIM card tool for a cellular phone, to press on the bind button on the goggles. You should hear beeping coming from the goggles, and then using the 2.5mm hex driver included in your Rotor-Riot toolkit, reach in from the back and press on the little black button on the back of your video transmitter. After a couple seconds, the goggles should stop beeping and the drone will be bound to the goggles. You should be able to now see the image of your camera in the goggles. Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know in the comments which drone you're going to fly your Fat Shark goggles with. And if this video was helpful, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more content like this. I'm Let's Fly RC, and we'll see you next time on Rotor-Riot Workbench.